Good morning, everyone. This is the continuation for the report of Group 4, which is entitled Leading Growth and Counseling Groups. So, we are now in the part where we will discuss leading a growth group as well as the cost of growth and therapy groups. So, the first one is altruism. It is the group's leader is not the only source of help available to group members, for members can help each other. So, ibig sabihin lang dito, um, just because the leader is there doesn't mean that all the members sa isang group is lagi lang magre-rely sa kanilang mga group leader. So, they can also ask help from each other or help from their co-members because this mutual assistance benefits both parties. Even though the group's leader is the official expert in the group, people are often more willing to accept help from people who are similar to themselves. Sa isa kasing group situation, may mga times 'di ba na hindi may mga times laging iba't iba ang personality ng bawat member sa isang group. So may mga members tayo na kung saan alangan silang lumapit dun sa mga group leader nila. So when they have questions or meron silang mga concern, hindi na nila ina-ask sa leader nila yung mga nire-raise yung mga ganung bagay. So sabi dito, these members they find it easier to ask help from their co-members kasi they think na dahil these co-members of them are similar sa situation nila and wala yung pressure na kung saan mag-ask sila ng help sa leader ng group nila. So, mas less yung pressure sa mga members ng isang group na mag-help, na mag-ask ng help from their co-members compared when they will ask help to their leader. Then, the helper too feels a sense of being needed and helpful. So, in this part naman kasi, as part of a group, tapos ikaw yung member na hininga ng tulong ng ka-member mo, dito papasok yung mutual benefit kasi ikaw mafe-feel mo na as a helper na oo nga parang may silbi pala ako sa group namin na hindi lang pala ako nandito in attendance kasi yung role ko dito nakikita ko ngayon kasi may nakaka-recognize ng talent or ng skills ko kasi hindi naman lalapit sa akin itong co-member ko if they think na hindi ako reliable. So that's why the helper, yung co-member na yon na hinihingian mo rin ng tulong, they feel this sense na they are needed and they are being helpful para sa productivity ng isang group. So, they can forget their self in favor of another group member and recognizes the desire to do something for another group member. So, the more kasi na nakakatulong ka sa mga ka-group mo, sa kapwa mo member sa isang group particularly, parang namomotivate ka kasi na tumulong pa, even if it's just small things like answering their queries or clarifying something na hindi naintindihan ng kapwa mo member from the instruction ni leader. Yan. Next is mutual assistance teaches group members the social skills that are essential to psychological well-being and elevates their sense of self-worth by affirming their value to others. So, kadugsong lang to nung na-mention ko kanina about the helper feeling that they are being recognized in the group. So, ayun lang. When you are helping somebody na kabilang sa group mo is hindi ina-improve din naman yung social skills mo kasi syempre kailangan mo makipag-communicate, papasok yung mga adjustment dyan, yung compromisation, so on how you can communicate better to your co-members para mas madali niyang maintindihan yung instruction ni leader na hindi naiintindihan niya. So this elevation of social skills, so it elevates also their sense of self-worth. Katulad yun ang sinabi ko, kasi may nagtitiwala sa kanilang lumapit, ibig sabihin na na-affirm naman sila na, oo nga no, yung skills kong ganito is useful pala para sa group namin. Then, ayun, helping others also reduces the psychological threat of having to ask for and rely on help from others. Mutual assistance is particularly important in support groups. So, ayun nga, napaka-important talaga ng kayo-kayo, nagtutulungan kayo sa isang group na hindi kailangan laging iaasa kay leader yung pag-a-assist about isa. Ah, especially ito, meron tayo dito tinatawag na support groups. So, itong support group na example dito is called Mended Hearts. So, this is a support group na nagdi-deal with the psychological consequences ng open heart surgery. So, these are individuals that have gone through a major operation which is, ayun nga, yung open heart surgery. So, dito sa Mended Hearts na support group na to, ang kanilang motto is, you are not completely mended until you help mend others. So, tapos na tayo sa altruism. So, before I forgot, additional info about altruism. Altruism kasi is the act of being selfless in terms of helping others. Kumbaga, you are an altruistic person if willing kang tumulong nang hindi nag-expect ng any kapalit doon sa tulong na ibibigay mo sa ibang tao. So, altruism is selfless helping others, not for the sake of gaining recognition or fame, dahil gusto mo lang tumulong. And because you're a cheerful giver, that's why you want to be of aid to someone. Then insight, once again, is all groups provide members with information that will allow them to construct an answer to the question, who am I? So in this part ng insight is in the context of being a part of a group. Kasi, di ba, although meron kang sariling self-concept sa sarili mo, being part of a group helps you have an additional self-concept sa sarili mo eh. Kaya nga sinabi dito na it will allow you to construct an answer to the question, who am I? So, kung halimbawa, alam mo na ang self-concept mo ay isa kang empathetic person, so madudugsungan lang yung pagiging empathetic person mo with additional attributes when you are in a group. Kasi, groups not only provide explicit information about your personal qualities, but your group also na kinabibilangan mo provides indirect feedback by responding in certain ways. So, halimbawa na nga example natin that you are an empathetic person. So, alam mo na yung sagot mo dun sa tanong na who am I. Ayun yung self-concept mo bago ka mag-join ng group. And now, sabihin na natin nakasali ka sa group na to. And yung pagiging empathetic person mo, mas na-explore mo pa siya. Kasi, nagkakaroon kayo ng mutual assistance, katulad na nabanggit ko kanina sa altruism. Magkakaroon ng mutual assistance dyan. Ibig sabihin, may time na ma-experience mo na lalapitan ka ng mga ka-group mo for assistance. And yung pagiging empathetic person mo, mas lalawak pa yon. Hindi ka lang magiging empathetic person rather. Makikita mo na, giving ka rin pala, selfless ka pagdating sa pag-share ng talents mo, abilities mo. So, ito, may example tayo dito. So, sabi dito, if, for example, other people routinely treat Malcolm as if he was hostile and Jeline as if she was sagacious, then in time, Malcolm and Jeline may realize they have these qualities. So, ito nga yun. So, meron tayong dalawang tao dito, si Malcolm and Jeline. If yung mga team members daw ni Malcolm and Jeline, ang tingin ng members ni Malcolm is si Malcolm ay isang hostile person or aggressive yung personality niya. Then, ang pinapakita naman nila kay Jeline through their actions is, ito si Jeline, ganito yung qualities niya, sagacious, which is, tawag dito, malawak yung perspective, yung ganon. So, in time, itong si Malcolm, siya kasi Jeline, kahit hindi ganun yung self-concept nila sa sarili nila na hindi sila, for Malcolm, hindi siya hostile para sa sarili niya. Si Julian, hindi naman siya sagacious para sa sarili niya. Pero dahil ayun nga yung ina-express ng mga co-member nila sa group nila, parang na-absorb nila yung mga feedbacks na yun, yung mga comment na yun indirectly. So, when these members see themselves acting in a particular way consistently, say by dominating the group interaction, criticizing others, displaying strong emotions, or expressing concern for others' well-being, then they will in time come to realize that they are dominant, critical, emotional, caring respectively. So, ayun nga yun. So, consciously or subconsciously, na-adapt kasi natin yung yung expectation ng mga ka-group members natin o kaya yung leader natin sa isang group eh. So, parang ganito nga yung nangyari kay Malcolm and Julian, that in time, they believe na whatever the impression, whatever the expectation, or yung mga pinapahiwatig sa kanila ng co-members nila, ay ganun talaga sila. Even though, bago sila sumali sa group na yun, iba yung self-concept nila sa kanilang sarili. Next is also because groups start from scratch with no background expectations, members realize that others' perceptions are relatively pristine. So, ito yung bago ka mag-join sa isang group. So, you start from scratch, di ba? Hindi mo naman, siguro kilala mo yung mga co-members mo, pero hindi ganun that is very closely or very deeply that you know your co-members or your leaders, di ba? So, wala kang expectations. So, yung perception nyo sa bawat isa is relatively pristine, kumbaga tabula rasa, completely blank slate pa. Then, Malcolm may typically blame his gruffness on the demands made by his role as boss, and Rachel may think her moodiness is caused by her family. But if Malcolm is gruff and Rachel is moody in group, then they must consider the possibility that these qualities are part of who they are. So, itong si Malcolm dito is, he's blaming his gruffness. Masungit siya dahil kailangan niya yun eh. Kailangan niya maging masungit kasi it's his role as a boss or as the leader of the group. And ito namang si Rachel, biniblame niya naman yung moodiness niya kasi moodiness na nadadala niya sa group, biniblame niya sa kanyang family. Kaya siya moody sa group kasi because of the influence of her family na dadala niya dun sa kanilang group settings. Pero pag ito, sinabi nga rito na, but if Malcolm is gruff and Rachel is moody sa group, dapat i-consider nilang dalawa yung possibility na baka yung pagiging gruff ni Malcolm, yung pagiging moody ni Rachel is part na lang talaga ng qualities nila. And hindi ito na-i-influensyahan ng group or kaya ng other external forces like family sa case ni Rachel. Individuals are somewhat leery of joining therapeutic groups because they recognize that the group may see them for what they are, and that this appraisal may not match their own self-definitions. So in this part, it discusses that individuals, meron silang hesitation to join therapeutic groups. So, hindi lang basta-basta group, kundi therapeutic groups. So, therapeutic groups may be like Alcoholic Anonymous, kaya safe group na kung saan pwede ka mag-open up about certain struggles nyo. So, ganong klaseng mga groups to therapeutic groups. So, ayun nga, yung mga individuals na to, hesitant silang mag-join sa mga therapeutic groups na match dun sa struggles na fini-face nila ngayon. Kasi nga, maaaring itong groups na sasalihan daw nila, ma-recognize lang sila for what they are. So, halimbawa, if this individual is a drug addict or drug-dependent individual, hesitant siya to join a drug therapeutic group meant to help them. Kasi, bakang isipin lang ng group na to is, ayun lang yung buong pagkatao niya eh. Isa lang siyang drug addict. And they will not try to look further than that phase na meron sila. So, ayun yun, yung takot nila na yung appraisal na sasabihin ng group na gusto nilang pag-joinan is hindi sila makikita beyond that situation which is being a drug addict, ganon. And as well as it may not match their own self-definition. And they also tend to resist information that is discrepant from their self-views, dismissing the source of the feedback as biased. Next is groups, however, offset these tendencies. For when multiple individuals agree in their appraisals, the member is more likely to accept the accuracy of these evaluations. Also, when the feedback is given in the context of a long-term reciprocal relationship, it cannot be so easily dismissed as biased or subjective. Group leaders too often reward members for accepting rather than rejecting feedback, and the setting itself works to intensify self-awareness. So in this part, ang mag-focus na lang tayo na kung saan pansin niyo naman siguro that if yung group member nyo is accepting siya sa feedbacks, hindi nyo nire-reject yung feedback ng leader, even if it's constructive criticism o kaya praise siya from your group leader. May kita nyo na mas lenient yung group leader dun sa member na napapasunod compared sa member na matigas yung ulo, kasi nakikita ng group leader na this member is madaling makausap, madaling makikipag-cooperate. So for this member na nakikipag-cooperate sa kanyang leader, ang naidudulot daw nito is it works to intensify his or her self-awareness. Next is even qualities that are unknown to others and to the individual can emerge and be recognized during group interactions. So, as self-perception theory suggests, people often come to know their own attitudes, emotions, and other internal states partially by inferring them from observations of their behavior and or the circumstances in which this behavior occurs. So, dito sa theory ng self-perception tayo mag-focus. So, when you join a group daw, maaaring may mga qualities ka na hindi mo pa na-discover or na-realize before joining a group. Kaya nga sinabi that qualities that are unknown to others and sa iyo as an individual, itong mga qualities na to can emerge and be recognized during group interactions. Example nitong self-perception theory is this. Na-realize mo or you have come to know na ang favorite type mo ng music is country music. So, paano mo siya na-realize? Dahil nakita mo sa playlist mo o kaya sa mga recommendations mo is mainly ang nire-recommend sa'yo is country music o kaya country artist. So, hindi ka naman bibigyan ng recommendation ng, halimbawa, say, Facebook or Spotify if hindi yun ng genre ng music na paulit-ulit mo pinapakinggan or sinasubscribe or type ng artist na fina-follow mo, di ba? So, ayun yung isang example ng self-perception because you are coming to know by observing your own overt behavior in which this behavior occurs. Next is, if individuals observe themselves acting in ways that suggest that they are socially skilled. So, for example, is disclosing information about themselves appropriately and maintaining a conversation, then they may infer that they are socially skilled. So, ito naman, if you think that na-observe mo sarili mo na socially skilled ka, may skilled ka ng pagiging socially capable, then may observe mo sa sarili mo din na paano mo nasabi sa sarili mo palang socially skilled ka is because you can observe sa sarili mo na you can maintain a conversation and yung taong kausap mo is hindi siya naboboard while talking with you. So, that's why na-observe mo sa sarili mo that you are socially skilled and then you form a self-perception of yourself na, oo nga, I am socially skilled. So members may find that as they act in ways that are inconsistent with their original self-conception, their self becomes increasingly complex and in consequence more stable. That is my report. Thank you for listening.